Hey polish freaks, welcome back for another nail polish collection review. We're moving on to some spring collections and it's so exciting because I'm ready to move on to some lighter colors. Today we're going to talk about the ORLY spring collection. It's their 1970s theme. This is their 50th year anniversary this year of when ORLY was founded in the 1970s. So this collection celebrates that and it's definitely got some polishes that are 70s themed. I'm surprised they didn't have like an avocado green in here, which I kind of would have appreciated. Maybe, I don't know, I don't wear those a ton, but that's one big color I remember about the 1970s. In our home that we grew up in, we had green carpet and it just totally reminds me of the 70s, but it's got some other colors that do for sure. Maybe not my favorite blend for spring, but I get their purpose for this collection and it's very cohesive. But anyway, you can order the ORLY color pass and they'll send you the seasonal collection so you can sign up for that. This collection will also be available on beyondpolish.com and you can use my code there. It's GOLARI10 for a discount on full priced items, and that is an affiliate link. Also in that color pass box from ORLY you'll get other items as well. So this time there's a little dotting tool which I think is cute to go along with the 70s theme because you can dot flowers onto your nails. And then it also came with these little tiny, let's see if you can see it, smiley face little nail art pieces that you can put on your nail, which are super cute, which really go along with the 70s theme too. So that's always fun to have a few bonus items. Before we get into it, let's talk about what I'm wearing. It's just like a denim shirt that I've had for a while. I think I probably got it like Ross or something. And then this is just a white Madewell t-shirt that I've got that I always get at Nordstrom Rack. Nothing too exciting. On my lips, I'm wearing this Dior lip glow in Rosewood, just a nude shade. Really nice, love it, rosy nude. You guys know I've been loving these. On my nails, I'm wearing Infinity Cool from Essie. I was really craving a navy. I was going to put on Never Too Bold, the shimmery one, but I really just wanted just a navy cream. And so this is what I went with, and I'm glad I wore it. I love to wear this in the winter, and I hadn't yet, so excited about that. Love navy polish, one of my favorites to wear, especially this time of year. Okay, so let's get into the collection. There's 6 polishes. There's a speckled color, a glitter, and a shimmery shade, and the other 3 are creams. First up, we have Bohemian Child, and I thought this was a really interesting polish, I guess especially for a 70s theme. I don't know. But it's a really nice white cream shade, a little bit sheer because it has those speckles in it, and it builds up pretty nicely. I feel like you could get away with 2 coats, but I wanted to do 3 for this one. I liked it. I think it's really pretty, but I did feel like it was a little bit juvenile and I probably won't wear it. It would be cute in Easter because it's got like that speckledy look. But yeah, I think it's a well-made polish and I think it looks great and translates great. It's just not something that I would typically reach for just because I'm more of like a classic polish person, but I think a lot of you are probably gonna like it out there and it's fun to play with and it's a little bit different. I'm still just having a hard time knowing how it fits in, but I was a late 70s baby, so maybe I'm missing something. But anyway, I did no comps for this because I have nothing like it, which is really cool about it because it is pretty unique, especially for mainstream brands. Next up is Shaggin Wagon. I think that name's pretty funny. And this is a nude cream. It's like an almond shade. It leans a little bit pink. It's pretty warm on the nail and it's a little bit lighter. It has quite a bit of white in the base. I don't wear nudes too often. There are a lot of polish colors like this, but the formula on this one was fantastic. And this brush, I love the ORLY brush so much, you guys. Oh, so good. It just makes applying the polish so much better. And when the formula is just perfect like this one, it's really silky, so it's creamy and almost like chocolate. It made me think of chocolate when I was applying it. It's just so nice to apply. So that is one bonus about it. So let's look at some comparisons because there's lots of nude shades and I will have to say they were all slightly different. So hopefully if you like nudes, you can look at this and say, oh, okay, that one will probably look good on me. Or you can kind of see where this shade fits in. The first set is Shaky Alibi, and that's closest. It's a touch more pink. Rose All Day is a lot more pinky rose, and then Parks and Parasols is warmer and more brown leaning. So those are the comparisons of the ORLY polishes, so you can see where that fits in that line. To Love by Essie and Speak Sheet and Eden Burgers and Tatties are all various shades of nudes that you can see are slightly different too, but hopefully that gives you an idea of the tone and where it fits. I probably could have compared it to a lot more. I kind of just pulled in the closest ones that I have. So gorgeous formula, pretty shade. I don't wear nudes too often, but if you like nudes, this is probably going to be a really nice one, especially because I like the ones that are quite a bit warmer. Bell Bottom Blues is a beautiful powder blue, and it's got this really pretty shimmer in it. I pulled out the other polishes. I didn't bring them over here from the spring collection last year. I can't think of the names of them off the top of my head. I'll probably put them on here for you. I feel like it's the same shimmer that was in those, and it's in this beautiful blue, and it just made this polish glow. And especially since this polish is lighter and it has some white in the base, you couldn't really see that shimmer, which I actually really like, but it just did give that nice glow. So I actually really love this one. This one kind of surprised me out of the collection because I was like, it's a blue with shimmer, but it really was really nice on the nails, and I'm looking forward to wearing more kind of softer blues this spring. I've really been thinking about blues a lot lately. So I really like this one, and the formula is great too. It builds up really nicely in 2 coats and just applies really, really nice. So I do have some polishes that have shimmer like this. They're all a little bit different, and you'll see them here in a minute. And then I decided to compare it to some creams so you could see kind of where it fits as far as color goes. So let's look at those comparisons. I compared it to Essie Make a Splash and OPI Check Out the Old Geysers and OPI Sage Simulation. And as you can see, like I mentioned, those are all different tones, different shimmers, but that'll give you an idea, hopefully. And then NFT's Me is the warmest out of all these blues. So you can see that Bell Bottom Blues is a little warm, but it has a touch of coolness to it, but it's not as cool as like Tulip Touch and the Eyes Habit from OPI. So that can give you a good idea of just the coolness of it. I feel like it kind of sits right in between the warmth and the cool. Love this one. I'll definitely wear it. Hunky Dory is a really pretty polish. I really gravitate towards these like orange, yellow, bright polishes, especially in summer. They're just some of my favorite to wear. I do kind of like the ones that have a little more pink in it. This one does have some pink, but it has yellow. And I feel like this one's in between that kind of color tone too. Not too yellow, not too pink. So it's kind of like in between, but I prefer the more pink leaning ones like Souls on Fire. I didn't compare it to that. That has quite a bit more pink, but that one is just gorgeous and one of my favorites. So this one has more orange in it for sure. The formula is good on this one. I did feel like I needed 3 coats just because it is a little bit lighter and it has a lot of white in the base, but I feel like depending on how thick you apply it, you could probably get away with 2. I tried to pull in the closest oranges that I had because there's quite a few between. Essie I feel like has a lot, so let's look at those. So I compared it to Break It Sundown, and that one's similar, but you can see it has more yellow, so that's where you can tell where Hunky Dory has just a little hint of pink in it. And then ORLY New Horizons and No Tan Lines, all 3 of these are very close, but it has a little bit more yellow in it than those, so they are a little bit different. So I feel like this one had more of like an orange cream quality to it, so I actually really liked it, and I feel like it is a little bit different than ones that we've seen before, but there are some that are kind of close. So I'll let you decide if you get it, but I do really like these kind of polishes. And in the pictures and videos, these always show up more yellow, so I want to point out that they are slightly more orange than they are showing up. It's really hard to film these type of colors, especially when they're bright. Night Fever is next, and I love that name. It makes me think of that song. I actually really love that song. A lot of good 70s music, but this one is a gorgeous like coral cream shade, and I love that it has quite a bit of white in the base, and I love the brightness of it. Such a gorgeous shade. The formula is really nice on this one too. It builds up in 2 coats, and it also does dry down a little semi-matte, so I think I'll show you the picture of it semi-matte, and then with the top coat on it. I prefer a good top coat. I just feel like it makes it last longer anyway. I think it did look really nice as a matte polish too. I think you could get away with it, whereas some polishes I feel like don't. It was hard for me to find a polish that was exactly like this one. I went through my polish like 3 times holding up colors that were close, because there's some that were close but not quite. This one has quite a bit of white in the base, and there were a lot of polishes that are more coral like this that are more pink leaning, and then some that have quite a bit of red like Cajun Shrimp, that one, and Red Revival City from OPI. Those had quite a bit of red in it. I know I'd get asked about that, so let's look at some that are closer. I compared it to Sunshine State of Mind, and that one's more red. Living on the Boulevard was even more red, and then Handmade with Love is more pink coral, so you can see the differences there. And I thought that grouping would be a good way for you to see exactly what color tone this one is. So the more coral leaning ones were like Live, Love, Carnival, My Temperature is Rising, and My Me Era. Those are all really great ones too that I thought would be super close, but they are more like pinky coral. And then I went through my stash again. I'm like, there's got to be some that are even closer, and I pulled out Silicon Valley Girl and Hand Me My Sunglasses, and those were the closest. Not quite as red as Night Fever, the closest for sure. And then OPI Time for a Napa, which is one of my favorites for a long time, is more of a pink coral as well. Those are the differences there. I really like this one. I'll definitely be pulling it out this summer and even spring. I love this kind of cream coral shade. Next up is Acid Trip, and it's definitely a trip. A red, yellow, gold glitter. Probably my two least favorite things, glitter and these color combos, but it's totally 70s. I think the name's totally appropriate and I will never reach for this one. But I know I don't have the same taste as everybody, so you might like this one out here, but it's definitely 70s and there are some colors that I do not like from the 70s. It's got a pretty good coverage, so I feel like as a topper it would look, I don't know, you could do it for sure, but I feel like the coverage is pretty good. It builds up pretty good. I think you can get away with 2 coats, but I like to do 3 if you want it like totally packed with glitter. But I don't wear glitter often enough to know exactly how I like it because I just don't reach for it. But anyway, interesting one. I feel like it goes along with the collection. But yeah, let me know if you like this one and this is something you'll wear. Maybe around Thanksgiving, people might pull a color out like this. Interesting shade. No comps for this one. Okay, so these 2 are my favorite from the collection. These are definitely like spring shades, and I think that's why I really like them, because in spring, I want spring, you guys. I'm just ready for those bright, fun colors. This blue is just gorgeous, bell-bottom blues, and then Night Fever, the creamy, kind of dusty coral. Let me know what you guys think about this collection. I do like that they're celebrating their 50th anniversary, and I think it's kind of fun that they themed it around the 70s theme, but I feel like they could have done some like cute pinks or I don't know, just a lot of more flowery stuff. But interesting combos. These are definitely my faves. Which were your faves? Tell me down below and what your thoughts are in this collection. So thanks so much for watching my review again. I appreciate your support and always watching my channel and all your comments. I just really, really appreciate it. So we'll see you guys in my next review. Bye.